Alright, so we're here with the last episode before our
Collection video.
2018 collection video.
Yep.
Inside this box is our bottle of the limited edition
The special edition.
Tyrannosaurus Rex by Zoologist.
Woohoo!
Ugh. So this we obviously blind bought because today's was supposed to be the day of its release. So, and not only is Zoologist one of the best brands around today, in my opinion, they also teamed up with one of the 5 best perfumers alive, in my opinion, Antonio Gardoni of Vogue fame. He also has done the perfume for Aeon, Aeon 001. I guess I'll show you this in here. And he's just one of the most impressive perfumers alive today. So when Victor Wong teased that he was going to be releasing a extinct animal and Gardoni's name was attached, I immediately knew we were going to be blind buying the shit out of this.
So I just want people to note, so as we said, ours is like limited special edition. If you buy it, I'm pretty sure the 450 are officially out.
Yeah.
It will not come with sunglasses.
And it won't come in
the red box.
Yeah, the red box here.
So just so you know, it's going to look different if you do order it now. So the box is awesome. And in typical Zoologist fashion, it like breaks down the story and the information all here for you, so that way you really get a good idea of what it's supposed to
Supposed
represent.
to smell like, yeah, the perfumer, the tail of the animal.
Yep. So this is what we've got, and
Nice new cap design. I haven't seen the official new cap design. It's got the Zoologist logo. I don't know if you can see that there. There you go. The Zoologist logo right on the top. It's a little bit weightier of a cap. You still have this classic bottle presentation that Zoologist has been doing, where you've got the logo on the front, the name of the perfume, and then everywhere else it's just kind of a clear crystal bottle.
And I'm not sure if you can tell from the camera, but the front is angled, so that's kind of nice. It's not just like a completely square. It's got a slight angle to the front, which kind of adds some fun dimension to it, I think.
I agree. And
I always love the logos. I love the image of the animal.
Oh yeah.
That they're trying to represent, or the environment of the animal that they're trying to represent. I love it. I think it's always unique and fun, and to me that's always awesome. I wouldn't mind actually, like, if they ever sold prints. Like buying some prints of the animals and just hanging them out. Like, how awesome would that be? You'd look like super distinguished as you have like your T-Rex wearing sunglasses as people walk your hallways.
Yeah, so just a brief note, I guess, about both Zoologist and Gardoni. Zoologist is obviously, they're a Canadian brand. They focus on making perfumes after the namesake and iconography of specific animals. The perfumes themselves are meant to smell like the environment of the animal, not necessarily like the animal. I don't think anybody would really greatly want to smell just specifically of a lot of the animals that they release. Yeah, I mean, you don't... Yeah. So, so that's that. Victor Wong, the creative director behind Zoologist and brand owner, brand creator, is not only just like a genius when it comes to marketing, but he really has, I think, the abilities of a great leader. He's capable of taking these independent, these niche perfumers and really working together with them to help hone in something magical and something special, and that's what his whole line is about. We already own one other bottle from the line, and I have 4 others on my list of to purchase from the brand. I think they're one of the most reasonably priced for what you get, and just one of the most... And I don't think
you're going to get anything that smells like it anywhere else.
Agreed, yeah.
If you original. If you like original and weird, which we do, and from what everyone has said through people who've gotten T-Rex already, they said this is hella weird. Yep. So I have no doubts that this is going to be awesome.
Which ties into Gardoni's work as well, which Gardoni usually, a lot of his perfumes, Vogue My being perhaps the most famous of his work, a lot of them really have very high quality ingredients that come by the boatful and usually he works with like a lot of rotting or deteriorating notes. The bases of his fragrances often have very dense, very dry, very harsh floral notes hanging out there. A lot of resins, a lot of animalics, and they usually come across very very different than anything you'll ever smell in your life. He's an architect full time, and that comes through in his perfumes a lot. That's really just he's really just a brilliant perfumer, and I would really recommend. Bogma is one of my 5 favorite perfumes of all time. I would really recommend trying his other scents if you haven't gotten a chance to, and that's part of what makes me just so damn excited to try something like this. A lot of his other fragrances have always been kind of oriented around like essays on the Chypre genre, on the Fougere genre, focusing on florals, lighter animalics, whereas with Tyrannosaurus Rex, this is a leather-centric, leather-heavy perfume. A lot of people say that they that this perfume brings about kind of more animalic, darker resinous accords. So that's what I'm excited to try here.
Yeah. So along those notes, of those base notes, as least listed as by Zoologist, you can spray. Go ahead. Is cade, cedar, civet, incense, leather, patchouli, resins, sandalwood, and vanilla. So those are those animalics, those resins that you were saying that are consistent in everything else that he does, that are still also prominent here as well.
Yeah. Well, let's give her a go here. I'm just going to spray twice here on the inside.
Oh man, I can already smell it. Whew! It's really smoky. It kind of smells like beef jerky, even though I know it doesn't. That's like my first gut, is it smells a little bit like beef jerky.
That's amazing.
Oh, that smells very, very different up close than it does. Like,
yeah, when I first sprayed it, the first thing I thought is this actually reminds me kind of like of Amouage Tribute, maybe Sultan Pasha's Ensemble. But if you've ever tried Bogue Noun, I believe, is his more meaty version. This kind of brings that to mind a little bit. He has a perfume, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Bogue Noun, which a lot of people say smells like a very rich piece of salami, as weird as that sounds. Here, there's a lot of really weird stuff going on here.
I get like chocolate or something sweet that's supposed to be in there.
Yeah, I think...
What is that?
Part of that, I think, could be the what smells to me kind of like a really oily champaca. Is champaca listed there?
It is listed there.
Yeah, I think that might be part of it, because to me, just kind of right out the gate, it smells. You get kind of like a green rubbery note that smells kind of like, I think it's the cade, that smells kind of really green and rubbery. You also get the frankincense behind that, which I think is part of the really smoky notes. Frankincense is in there, yeah, the incense. I would imagine that's frankincense. You also, I'm smelling like she said, I think there's like a really kind of a thick, dense champaca note hanging out there, as well as, God, there's something metallic here. Aha. So there's something that smells kind of metallic-y up front. I'm imagining that's a mixture of the geranium and the rose. The rose could very well be like a rose oxide. I know Comme des Garçons 3 has rose oxide in it, and it really does have this very like biting metallic note to it. It doesn't smell too biting here. I wouldn't call it cloying. I wouldn't call it aggressive, but I do smell it in the background, and I would say it's probably rose oxide, I would imagine. There's some note in there that whenever I smell, like the top of my nose kind of tingles and burns. Like, it's something. And it could be that metal. It's a very weird fragrance already. Yeah. Like, I don't even know how to make heads or tails of it right now, other than it smells very weird. Yeah, it smells like a Gardoni fragrance. If you know his work, like I said, I don't mean to try to bolster his ego or make you think anything like I'm being endorsed by him or any of the brands or anything, but truly he's one of my favorite perfumers of all time, and this you definitely get his fingerprint from this, and it does smell like a Zoologist release. Not that there's not anything necessarily consistent about it, but Victor Wong seems to put like specific parameters in place, and you can kind of tell it's a Zoologist fragrance somewhat by what's not there rather than what is there.
So, top notes are listed as bergamot, black pepper, fir, laurel leaf, neroli, and nutmeg. The heart notes are the champaca, as we mentioned, the geranium, jasmine, osmanthus, rose, and yang lang lang. I don't ever like that one. Are flowers. The middle heart notes are flowers.
Yeah, a lot of flowers.
And then I've already gone over the base notes. So that is the first sniff. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think it smells very smoky, as you said.
Yes. This is not for the faint at heart at all.
You don't think so?
I don't think people should blind buy this unless they're already off the deep end and, you know.
Yeah, if you love perfume for the art form, and you really like smelling things that are truly beautiful, and you like smelling things that are very artistic, that open new gateways, I would say blind buy the hell out of this.
Okay.
If you really do love like niche artisanal perfumery that is not there to say like, look at me, I'm pretty, I smell pretty,
this is not
here to make kissy face at you.
No.
Don't buy this.
If you're looking for something that's an easy blind wear, I don't think this is for you. But then again, I don't think that's the way Zoologists has kind of set themselves up, though.
Yeah.
Zoologist is not a perfume for the everyman. It is more for the
collector.
Yep.
For the lover.
I mean, it really boils down to Victor Wong is making perfumes that Victor Wong would want to own, because he is a collector of perfume himself and he loves perfume. So he's, I think, probably just going around making perfume that he would want to own.
And we'll check back on you later when this is dried down.
Yeah.
But right now, I think this is hands down a masterpiece. I think people were describing this as a lot more off-putting than it is. I think if you have liked some of the heavier Zoologist releases, if you like any perfumes from Vogue, or you like Gardoni in general, this is amazing. This is exactly what I would want. Amazing. Okay, so it's been over 12 hours of being with the gem.
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah. And
what do you think of it?
We likes it. It's stanky. Yeah. My initial thoughts that it smells like beef jerky still stands. At least out of the bottle it does. I think it goes through a lot of different phases and it's kind of fun. I think this is definitely a masculine fragrance. I know, doesn't Zoologist say they're all unisex?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. This one is, I don't think. You'd have to be one hell of a one to pull this off. I don't know, do you think women can wear it?
I mean, I think they can, but I can't imagine. I don't know. Yeah, I think they can, but I just think like, yeah, you'd have to be the right type of woman. I think this is very avant-garde and it's very intense, and very masculine in the way that it's intense. Jess is totally right in saying though that this goes through a lot of stages. This is without a doubt the one Zoologist above them all that goes through the most transformations, in my opinion.
It turns into a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah, it really does. There's a lot of like beautiful floral elements. There's some elements where it definitely turns more animalic. But through and through, the three main things that I get out of my first wear of this is for sure a rubbery cade. You definitely have a heavy green, kind of piney or furry, probably more fur oriented frankincense, and then sharp metallic rose oxide that's probably joined by the geranium there.
And fur as in F-I-R, not F-U-R.
Yeah, and it's cool because later the champaca comes through a lot more than it does in the opening. You get that really oily, thick champaca in the beginning, and the more you wear it, the more that comes out. And there, in my opinion, the first time at least that I wore this, there was a very distinctive floral stage that was very much an Antonio Floriental, if ever there was one. Which, boy, it's just amazing.
One of the things, though, that we also noted, and it could have been just because it was our first spray, is it didn't seem to really project or stick around as long as we're used to with zoologists.
Yeah, it stuck around a long time. It just didn't project out super far, which is probably just the first two sprays because of how thick and oily and dense this smelled and how radical it smelled. I wouldn't imagine it not projecting, but it's probably just the first two sprays out of the bottle. That's generally how it is for me with the first sprays out of any bottle.
Yeah. Well.
So what would you, just from first wear, what would you rate this?
It's not my favorite. It's nice, it's different, it's weird, which is what we wanted, but I don't like it that much. It's not something I'm looking forward to you wearing a lot.
You're dreading me blasting the Tyrannosaurus.
I don't want to say dread, but it's not like I'm going to be like, honey, can you wear a T-Rex? I think I'd probably give this a 7. It's good, it's unique, it's weird, but it's not anything that makes me say, oh baby.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going to give it a reserved 9. I think it can certainly go up to a 10. I think it can tone down a little bit from a 10. It's hard from just a first wearing to really gauge, especially as 90% to 95% of all of the perfumes I really, really love are things that I wore first time and was like, or I hate it even. But I think there are very few. There's one that I can think of off the top of my head out of my very favorite perfumes that I sprayed it on and instantly I was like, yep, that's a favorite. But I reserve a lot of rights for this to blow up because this has a lot of things that I love going on in it, and a lot of the development I think was amazing in this, and definitely something I was looking forward to. Yeah,
and hopefully as the weather gets cooler, it'll be
even better.
Even better.
So there you have it, guys. If you really want an amazing, distinctive, beautiful, avant-garde, high modern perfume, if you want something that really will wow you and you get to spend a lot of time uncovering the mysteries of, Zoologist's amazing perfume, Tyrannosaurus Rex, is probably the way to go for you this if you're looking for something new this fall here.
Do you know what people should do?
What's that?
They should wear this while they watch Jurassic Park and there's got to be some... And they eat the dinosaur egg oatmeal. Do you remember those dinosaur egg oatmeal?
I remember those.
There you go. That's how you know you're living the good life. With your Flintstones, because the Flintstones has little dino...
Dino gummies.
Yeah. Then...
That's how you get your vitamins, your meals in, your perfume, and your cinematic experiences all in one.
Is there anything I'm missing?
Nope.
I mean, the only thing you could do is be riding some sort of crazy dinosaur ride. I know of one at Walt Disney World, but that's
I don't
terrifying.
think they allow DVD players on there, though.
You have a phone.
True, it's a good way to lose a phone.
That's true.
And your boy, you'll be interesting on that ride, blasting your T-Rex as your endorphins run through your body heats up because you're frightened, you're shooting off this juice.
Cue T-Rex noise here.
That's it. Okay, guys, goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
Goodbye.
That's all you get.